would like to ask you who or what inspired you into the field of education to be a part of this sphere?
Well, our family had been into education right from the beginning. My grandfather, Padma Bhushan Mangturam Jaipuria, started a college in Calcutta in 1945 when the family was living in Calcutta. He always felt that education was a source to empower the students because he was essentially uh, a patriotic, and he felt that the children in India should get the right knowledge, the skill sets to be able to run large industries, to become talented, to set up their
Yes, sir.
own industries. And that is the journey started from the
From there.
Calcutta College.
Got it.
And wherever we subsequently put up our businesses,
Yeah.
my father and grandfather also put up schools. So,
Ah.
starting from Kanpur and then in Ghaziabad and Lucknow and so many other places. So, the chain of schools and colleges was set up. However, as far as the inspiration is concerned, it came from my father because my father pushed me that I should look after this vertical 10 years back because he felt that education requires somebody from the family member to look into it because education was being transformed. New things were coming up, quality was becoming more and more important and relevant. And because they always felt like giving back to the society, they wanted that when you're giving back, it should be quality.
Yes, sir.
And I am proud to say that all the institutions that we are running are islands of excellence. They are doing extremely well. We have been expanding in a phased manner, but we are never compromising on the quality.
Yes, sir.
So I'm really happy that I started looking after education, and it's a great service for me when I see the smiles on the faces of children who whom I meet while I'm on a flight or in different cities. So I really enjoy that.
Yes, sir. Could you please give us an insight on some of the transformational initiatives that you might be planning for the future?
Well, coming to your question, I'll just give you a backdrop. I think the last 2 decades, there has been a tremendous acceleration in terms of technology. And with the advent of Industry 4.0, a lot of new technologies have come up. We hear of artificial intelligence, big data, 3D printing, and innumerable new technologies which are there. And education per se has to change to meet these challenges and the new technologies. And we do not know what will be the job requirements of the future. So, education requires huge amount of rethinking, and we have to reset our goals in terms of what we are delivering for our students and children. What has happened in the last 18 or 20 months, ever since COVID has been there, the whole process has been accelerated with regard to changes that are required in the education sector. The whole ecosystem went through a spin because earlier we used to have students coming to school, and overnight we had to transform ourselves
Have the
rather
students
than
coming to the
just
students.
whether it was flipped classroom,
Yes.
whether it was going back and teaching the students on the digital mode,
Yes, sir.
and now hybrid classes. So that was one challenge that one had to overcome, and the teachers were to be prepared for it. So a lot of digital intervention was required, a lot of rethinking was required. I thought it was very difficult or rather impossible, but honestly, I think the whole landscape changed. It would have not been possible if this adversity would not have happened.
Yes.
Coming to your question as to what happened and what changes we are proposing or which we have done, I think the child today requires a lot of skills, and our focus is on different types of skills, whether it is creativity, communication skills, critical thinking skills. Here, as we are sitting here,
Yes, sir.
I mean, leadership skills. If you have this opportunity like one that we are having, I can talk to you face to face. It shows your confidence and when you're comparing, interacting with people. So these are all skills which are required.
Yes.
Then some socio-emotional skills. You see, one is that you are very good in your subject or your academic performance, but are you also good or relate to emotions, to love, to care, to empathy. All this is required. We have seen a lot of people from Indian origin now becoming CEOs of multinational companies.
Yes, sir.
It is not just because they have been brainy children or students, but because Indians per se have been living in joint families. They have very strong bonding in terms of socio-emotional learnings. So that is another area which we are trying to develop. And I'm happy all these things have come up only during the COVID times. Apart from them, design thinking we have introduced, health curriculum we have introduced as a package because you know about health and it
Yes,
is
sir.
becoming more and more important in today's context. So these are new initiatives. The last and foremost, and last I would like to say that what is equally important is that we should have a complete digital architecture because we believe in personalized learning. Every student learns at his own pace. He learns in different manners, and we have to understand the student first because
Yes, sir.
anything that we do in education has to be very, very child centric. So, we are trying to build a database so that we are able to have our digital infrastructure and we map each and every student as to what his likings are, what he is comfortable with, and also for the parents because for us, the student and the parent, the consumers and the customers, both are important. So, these are the changes that we are trying to bring about. We are also seeing the best global practices, and I think the journey ahead is very exciting.